Hi everyone. I thought I would just run through how I've been making my pocket. So that's what it looks like for my signature. And it's simple. It's done with this really inexpensive dollar store paper, and it's cheap. Like, it's not thick. So I wanted to get, some use out of it. And if I tea stained this, it would make it even more delicate, I think. So instead I thought, well, let's make some pockets. So the first thing I did was fold it in half and get a good crease for my spine. Now, so one is done with right side in and one is done with right side out. You might want a glue stick. I find I use both, glue stick and squeeze glue. Okay, then what I want to do is put them together, and then I'm going to trim them to size. Am I going to do that first? Yeah, I'm going to do that first. So this one ended up being, yeah, I cut it to the white, and then I just take the length of the page I'm working on, and it's all guesstimation work for me. Just make sure that these are lined up right at the spine. And I'll cut it a little bit bigger because I end up trimming a little bit at the end. Okay. And then this one, I like to cut just a little bit off the top. I like that border, but I take a little off the top because sometimes when you pull it off the pad, you get those little tiny micro tears, and yeah, it doesn't look very nice. So I just take a shaving off the top, and then I just line whatever page I want it to kind of be sort of the same size. I'm really not that picky, you guys, when it comes to this kind of thing. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do, the top is where my thumb hole is going to be. I'm not going to do one on the bottom. Then you flip it open, and so then this will be your top again. This will be my thumb hole, and this one won't. So these two pages, first of all, you're going to take your strips. Now this is also just dollar store construction paper, which isn't very good. I had two. What the heck did I do with the other one? Oh, there it is. Yeah, because you need 4 strips in total. So then I just cut that so that I have 2 strips. And I like this color because I don't need to stain it. It's not white, so it'll look nice, and it goes pretty good with this paper. So then all you're going to do is on this side and on this side, because they're going to match, you're going to put a strip. So I just use my glue stick for this part. That way you're not getting like really thick line of glue, which then will create kind of a lump. Didn't get any there. Okay. Then just overhang it on both ends. You'll trim that up later. And even if you get it overhanging on the edge, it doesn't matter. You'll trim it all up. Give that a nice fold. Okay, so then this piece lays on top of this one, so I want it on this side. Actually, you want all 4. What am I thinking? Okay, clearly 1 cup of coffee didn't do it for me today. If you don't get the glue all the way to this edge, it doesn't matter. That will not matter to you at all. I think I'm going to have to grab another glue stick. I'm almost out. I can't remember where I put them. That's what happens when you clean your craft room. I'm going to go a little further. Okay, so that's that one done. Hopefully I have just enough. I should have. It's more important that you get more glue on the outside edge than inside. Would help if I could remember where I put things. Okay. Yeah, that glue stick's done. Okay. Just have to clean this off a bit first. Okay, good enough. So then I just trim off the ends. And I don't use my cutter because if there's any bit of glue, then it's on your blade on the cutter. It's so much easier to clean your scissors than it is to clean a cutter. And that's one. All right, that's that. Next, lay that down, lay that inside, and get your spines lined up nice. Now, if you can, hang on tight to one side. Then take your glue and run a bead, depending on how wide you want your pocket to be. And then run a bead along here, like so. Then take your bone folder and smooth out your glue. So you don't get, you know, that kind of ridge that you can feel. Makes the glue go a little further too, so it's covering more. Okay, then flip that back from the middle out, like so. Okay, Then wipe off your bone folder and burnish that up. Okay. The ripples will disappear if you, while it's drying, put a heavy book on it. But of course it's rippling because it is very inexpensive paper. So doing these edges gives a little more stability for, if you know, when you're pulling things in and out all the time. You don't want to stress the edges. The rest should be fine. Okay, so why don't we use tape? Anybody who watches me knows the answer to that. Tape is never completely flat. So if you're using it in a pocket, whatever you stick in that pocket is going to end up sticking to that tape. And you will be struggling to get things out, especially if you're using something like score tape, which is heavy duty double-sided tape. While it's still damp, get your fold back and then you're going to crease it again. And that helps flattening it. Okay, so while that's kind of drying, so you see I'm going to have to trim that again, right? Which is why I don't trim it exactly the width I want. Okay. Next, I wonder if I should trim that first. Probably. It should be okay. Oops, upside down. Just because there shouldn't be any glue at that end. I'll give it a whirl. See what happens. Hopefully I won't wreck it. So I want to line it up with this top one because the top one is pretty good. Straighten that here. Whoop. Oh, that's crooked in a dog's hind leg. There we go. Hopefully, go slow. There we go. Okay, now I have that done. I'm going to take my 1-inch circle punch. You can use a bigger one. You can use an oval. Do whatever. Make it yours. And then only grab the top piece. Unless you like that double. I don't. I like having it just on one side. And I eyeball it. Open it up. And I take the top one of this. Do the same thing. Then, oh, I wanted to do, I have this, it's a small rounded corner. I don't want anything fancy. I just want to put a nice light round on the corners. And with cheap paper, it's better to put it all together and put it in your cutter. It'll cut better. If you try and do it singly, you might end up getting that rough edge. Then I take my ink and ink it up. I love the way this looks all inked up. Just open up the circle and just go sideways with your tool or your sponge, whatever you're using. And I also open to get a little bit more ink on the inside. I just think it looks cool. So now it feels very sturdy to me, and I'm happy to add it to the journal that I'll be selling. I don't like cheaping out on stuff, right? I build my books to last. That's what I want to happen with them. I don't even like calling them journals. I call them memory books. So, because that's what I use mine for. But there you go. So there's 2 done. I only have 1 more to go. Those look kind of nice, right? And you get big amount of ephemera, or you can put a letter in them, you know, whatever. Anyway, that's going in there. So thanks for watching, you guys. Have a great day. Bye.